These 10 luxury bag brands will be completely worthless by 2026, and you won't believe why. Once the epitome of high fashion, these bags were once the crown jewels of any wardrobe, sparking envy, admiration, and exclusivity. But now, they're on a fast track to irrelevance, and the reasons are nothing short of shocking. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on the brands that will crash and burn in the next few years, leaving their once elite status in the dust. Why should you care? Because if you're eyeing one of these bags, you might want to think twice before dropping a fortune. We'll show you exactly why these luxury labels are losing their luster and how the rich are already jumping ship. Get ready for a deep dive into the shocking reasons why these iconic bags won't be worth a dime by 2026. Trust us, this is going to be eye-opening. Stick around because you won't want to miss this. Starting with number 10. Number 10, Prada. Prada, once the golden child of luxury fashion, is on the brink of losing everything it's worked for. For years, owning a Prada bag was a statement, a symbol of taste, sophistication, and the kind of quiet luxury that the fashion elite adored. But today, Prada's brand identity is slipping through its fingers faster than a designer tote in the rain. What went wrong? It started with the introduction of the brand's over-the-top, logo-centric designs that seemed to ignore the very essence of what Prada once stood for. Think back to the days of the iconic black nylon bag. Understated, sleek, and effortlessly chic. Those bags weren't screaming for attention. They quietly whispered sophistication. But lately, Prada has gone the complete opposite direction, embracing gaudy logos and over-the-top designs that alienated its core customer base. The quiet luxury movement is on the rise, and Prada missed the memo. Their attempt to appeal to a younger audience by cranking out bags with loud branding has led to a sharp decline in exclusivity. The irony? That's exactly what made Prada so desirable in the first place. The fact that it wasn't for everyone. The market's biggest luxury buyers today are seeking subtlety, minimalism, and timeless craftsmanship, none of which Prada is offering right now. And don't even get us started on the resale market. Once a hot commodity, Prada bags now sit on secondhand platforms, often marked down significantly. What was once an investment piece is now a bargain bin find. That's a clear indicator that the fashion elite have already moved on. But Prada's fall from grace isn't the only one in this list. Let's move on to another iconic brand that's losing its shine. Number 9 on our list might surprise you. Number 9, Balenciaga. Balenciaga's fall from grace has been nothing short of dramatic. Once hailed as a trailblazer in high fashion, Balenciaga is now facing a hard reality. The very innovation that once set it apart is now its biggest liability. Let's precarious position. and Hermes. In an attempt now sits unsold in boutiques and online stores, gathering dust. The problem wasn't that Mulberry went out of style, it was that it failed to adapt. It never quite figured out who it was anymore. Was it for the aspirational middle class or the ultra-wealthy? It tried to be everything to everyone, and in doing so, it became irrelevant to both. But Mulberry isn't the only brand on this list with an identity crisis. Let's move on to number 7, a name that once ruled the accessible luxury market. Number 7, Michael Kors. Michael Kors was the ultimate symbol of attainable luxury, a brand that made you feel like you'd arrived, without breaking the bank. The bags, with their shiny gold MK emblems, became synonymous with success. Whether you were brunching in Manhattan or jetting off to Paris, owning a Michael Kors bag was a marker of aspiration. But now, it's a very different story. The problem with Michael Kors? It grew too big, too fast. In its rush to meet the ever-growing demand, the brand flooded the market with stores and collections. Walk into any major mall, and you could spot an MK bag from across the room. The exclusivity that once made Kors desirable evaporated under the weight of mass production. What was once an aspirational accessory became just another bag you could find in any department store or outlet. By 2016, analysts had started talking about logo fatigue. Kors had become a victim of its own success. The logo, once a symbol of luxury, became a glaring reminder that it wasn't special anymore. The brand's focus on logos and accessibility made it lose its shine with the high-end clientele it had once courted. The ultra-wealthy began to turn to brands with more subtle designs, like Bottega Veneta and The Row, which offered quiet luxury that didn't have to scream for attention. The resale market followed suit. Kors bags, once coveted, now sit on secondhand platforms with steep markdowns. Even die-hard fans of the brand admit that the excitement has faded. Michael Kors tried to course correct by toning down the logos and introducing new designs, but it was too little, too late. The damage was done. Still, the brand remains profitable, beloved by a loyal customer base that appreciates affordable luxury. But in the hierarchy of fashion, Michael Kors is no longer an icon. It's become the stepping stone for those who want to experience luxury before moving on to something more refined. But Kors didn't disappear just because of oversaturation. There's another brand on our list whose fall came from a lack of evolution. Let's dive into number 6, Longchamp. Number 6, Longchamp. Longchamp once represented the pinnacle of French luxury, synonymous with chic, understated elegance. The Le Pliage bag, with its foldable design and leather trim, became a symbol of effortless style, a versatile accessory that blended practicality with luxury. It wasn't loud or flashy, it was quietly sophisticated, loved by the fashion elite and students alike. But by 2026, Longchamp's value will likely evaporate, and here's why. First, let's talk about overexposure. Longchamp did everything right in the beginning. The Le Pliage bag was iconic, practical, and stylish. But as the brand grew, it overdid it. Instead of staying exclusive, Longchamp began pumping out Le Pliage bags in every color imaginable, releasing countless limited editions and expanding retail outlets globally. What was once a rare sight now feels ubiquitous. Everyone has one. And in luxury, when everyone has it, no one wants it anymore. Second, the brand has failed to evolve. Longchamp's reliance on the Le Pliage has boxed it in, while other brands like Polène, Monsieur Gabriel, and even COS have brought fresh, modern approaches to minimalist design. Longchamp has stuck to what worked in the past. Their newer designs, like the Roseau or Mailbox, never really caught on. They didn't feel innovative enough to challenge the rising competition. Innovation is key in luxury, and Longchamp's stagnation will be its downfall. And lastly, the resale value is a clear warning sign. Once a brand whose bags could fetch high resale prices, Longchamp now finds its Le Pliage bags sitting unsold for months on secondhand platforms. The mass market appeal that once made Longchamp a luxury staple has drained its desirability. By 2026, Longchamp will be relegated to premium lifestyle rather than luxury, offering practicality, but no longer holding the cachet it once did. But while Longchamp is stuck in the past, Coach is in a similar battle for relevance. Next up, number 5 on our list, Coach, the brand that once defined accessible luxury but is now fading fast. Number 5, Coach. Coach was once the epitome of accessible luxury, a brand that resonated with consumers who wanted quality without the eye-watering price tags of brands like Louis Vuitton or Chanel. The Parker, Rogue, and Duffel were icons of understated American luxury, and owning a Coach bag was a symbol of refinement. But by 2026, Coach's value will be a mere shadow of its former self. And here's why. The biggest issue is oversaturation. Coach made the fatal mistake of expanding too quickly. What was once a prestigious, aspirational brand became ubiquitous. Coach bags were everywhere, in department stores, outlets, and on sale. The brand's accessibility quickly diminished its luxury status. Instead of maintaining its exclusivity, Coach began targeting a broader demographic. In doing so, it watered down its image and became just another brand that offered affordable luxury. But in the world of luxury, when everything is accessible, it loses its appeal. Then there's the issue of lack of evolution. Coach failed to keep pace with the changing tastes of luxury buyers. While brands like Bottega Veneta and The Row embraced subtlety and craftsmanship, Coach clung to its old designs, hoping nostalgia would be enough to win over new generations. But nostalgia alone isn't enough in luxury. You need to evolve. Coach's failed attempts to collaborate with high-end designers and reinvent its image didn't resonate with younger, wealthier buyers. The result? The brand feels stuck in the past. Finally, Coach's resale value is on a steep decline. The bags that once held their value now sit unsold for months at significantly discounted prices. The brand that once symbolized status is now something you find in outlet malls or secondhand shops, not exactly a luxury experience. By 2026, Coach will likely be a distant memory in the luxury world, reduced to a label that used to mean something, but now just takes up space on discount racks. And as Coach fades from the luxury scene, another powerhouse is struggling to hold on to its relevance in a rapidly evolving market. Up next, let's talk about the longtime icon, Fendi. Number 4, Fendi. Fendi once reigned supreme in the luxury bag world, with bags like the Baguette and the Peekaboo becoming timeless symbols of wealth and exclusivity. But by 2026, Fendi's value will have significantly diminished, and it all boils down to one major issue: identity crisis. Fendi's decline started when it embraced a confused design direction. For years, the brand built its identity on bold statement pieces like the Baguette, with its signature FF logo and structured form. But under Karl Lagerfeld and later Silvia Venturini Fendi, the brand was known for its creative, daring designs, often flaunting luxurious furs and oversized accents. Now, however, Fendi has struggled to innovate without losing the essence of its past. The brand's recent collections, particularly under new creative leadership, have felt like a patchwork of trends rather than a coherent statement of luxury. Instead of maintaining its position as a brand of high-fashion innovation, Fendi is trying to please too many markets, appealing to both the minimalist luxury lover and those looking for flash. This duality is creating confusion in the market. Another critical issue is Fendi's overdependence on the Baguette. The bag was revolutionary when it was first released, with its compact shape and signature logo, but relying too heavily on a single design, even with variations, makes a brand feel stagnant. When consumers see the same bag in different colors and sizes, but not much innovation beyond that, it can lose its wow factor. Fendi's continued emphasis on the Baguette has prevented the brand from truly evolving in a way that captures the changing tastes of modern luxury consumers, who are now looking for refinement over excess. Fendi's bags are no longer seen as cult classics. Instead, they're becoming overly familiar. Once the brand's most coveted pieces, like the Peekaboo, are now collecting dust in boutique stores and resale sites, slashed in price. By 2026, Fendi will likely struggle to maintain any true sense of luxury, becoming just another brand that tried to do too much and missed the mark. Up next, we have Louis Vuitton, once the king of exclusivity, now fighting to stay relevant. Number 3, Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton, with its iconic monogram, has long been the gold standard in luxury bags. From the Speedy to the Neverfull, LV bags were once the go-to for anyone seeking to flaunt wealth and sophistication. However, by 2026, Louis Vuitton may find itself in the position of having lost its grip on true luxury. And here's why: lack of true craftsmanship. While LV's monogram canvas is instantly recognizable and still has a massive following, the brand's reliance on this print has become a double-edged sword. In the past, Louis Vuitton's bags were crafted with unparalleled quality, made of fine leather, designed with precision, and built to last. But in recent years, as the brand's production has scaled up, there has been an increasing sense that Louis Vuitton has sacrificed craftsmanship for quantity. The leather quality has noticeably dipped, and the brand has leaned heavily into cheaper materials like canvas and faux leather to maintain a wider market appeal. The result is a decline in luxury status. What was once an investment piece is now seen as a high-price status symbol with lower production value. In addition, Louis Vuitton's partnership with streetwear brands and celebrities has done more harm than good. Collaborations with Supreme, Kanye West, and others initially created buzz, but over time, it diluted the brand's image. The ultra-wealthy, who used to flock to Louis Vuitton for its traditional elegance, now see the brand as pandering to a younger, trend-driven market. It no longer feels like a brand that represents timeless luxury. It's trying too hard to stay cool in the face of modern trends, and that's not what high-end consumers are looking for. Lastly, the resale market tells the truth. Louis Vuitton bags, once known for holding their value, are now depreciating faster than ever before. Older bags that once appreciated are now struggling to even reach their original price points on secondhand platforms. For a brand like Louis Vuitton, where exclusivity and resale value were once critical components of its allure, this is a major red flag. By 2026, Louis Vuitton may find itself in the uncomfortable position of being too accessible and too familiar, leaving the ultra-wealthy to gravitate toward other brands that are focused on maintaining craftsmanship and true luxury. As Louis Vuitton struggles to maintain its former allure, there's another brand that was once synonymous with pure opulence, but has now lost its place at the top. The issues facing this brand run deeper than overexposure or craftsmanship concerns. It's about losing its soul. Let's talk about Gucci, a name that once defined luxury but now struggles to hold on to its identity. Number 2, Gucci. Gucci, once the undisputed king of high-end luxury, has seen its shine fade to a mere glimmer of what it used to be. Under the visionary leadership of Tom Ford, Gucci was synonymous with bold, sensual sophistication, sleek, sensual designs that captured the essence of opulence. The bags were the epitome of Italian craftsmanship, the Jackie 1961 and bamboo bag standing as icons in the luxury world. But today, Gucci is a far cry from the brand that once dominated the market. The main reason Gucci will be worthless in 2026 is its inability to stay true to its roots. Under the direction of Alessandro Michele, Gucci took a sharp turn into maximalism. The brand shifted from understated elegance to loud, eclectic designs that often looked more chaotic than chic. The once classic Gucci monogram, discreet and refined, became overrun with bold logos and excessive prints. It went from being a subtle marker of luxury to an ostentatious display that screamed for attention. This drastic shift alienated its core clientele, the affluent buyers who valued Gucci for its heritage and its subtlety. Another issue is Gucci's excessive collaborations. Gucci's ventures into the world of streetwear and pop culture, with partnerships involving Balenciaga and The North Face, have diluted its status as a luxury brand. The market for collaborations might have worked for a short time, but the long-term result has been a brand that feels more trendy than timeless. Gucci is no longer for those who appreciate fine craftsmanship and luxury heritage. It's become a playground for those chasing the latest viral trend. Finally, the resale market has taken a dive. Gucci bags, once prized for holding their value, are now slumping in price on secondhand platforms. What once was an investment piece is now more of a fleeting trend. By 2026, Gucci will no longer be seen as a luxury leader, but as a brand trying to recover its lost identity. Now let's move on to the number 1 brand on our list, a name that was once the symbol of luxury, but now faces a collapse so shocking it could change the entire landscape of the fashion world. Number 1, Chanel. Chanel. The name alone used to evoke a sense of timeless sophistication and refinement. From the classic 2.55 to the boy bag, Chanel has stood for the highest standard of luxury, with its commitment to elegance and exclusivity. But now, Chanel is on a trajectory toward becoming irrelevant by 2026, and the reason is rooted in one thing: inaccessibility. For decades, Chanel's mystique was tied to its rarity. The brand carefully controlled its distribution, making sure that each bag was a symbol of exclusivity. However, in recent years, Chanel has taken its exclusivity to an extreme, with prices rising to insane levels and a constant tightening of availability. These constant price hikes, even for its most basic designs, have alienated its loyal customer base, and the brand is starting to feel less like a symbol of aspiration and more like elitism at its worst. Moreover, Chanel has stopped evolving. While other luxury brands have embraced innovation in both design and materials, Chanel has been stuck in the past, continuously re-releasing the same iconic bags without any real transformation. In a world where consumers crave newness and fresh perspectives, Chanel has become too rigid. The resale value of Chanel bags, once a guarantee of appreciation, is now on a steady decline. What used to be investment pieces are now finding it hard to keep their value, as the market becomes oversaturated with reissued bags and basic designs. By 2026, Chanel will have lost its aura of exclusivity, and its bags will no longer be seen as a symbol of luxury, but as a brand that couldn't adapt to changing times. Chanel's once unassailable position in the luxury market will be remembered as a bygone era. And there you have it, the 10 luxury bag brands that will be worthless by 2026. It's a tough reality for some of the most iconic names in fashion, but the industry is always evolving. If you're eyeing one of these bags, you might want to think twice. What do you think? Were any of these surprises to you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insider looks into the changing world of luxury fashion.